We're doing good morning and welcome, boys and girls. Oh, this could be an interesting stream today because my neck's just broken. I know I was complaining about a stiff neck yesterday, but today it is bust. So if you see me without good posture today, you have to tell me. But it is reset day. I'm already up. I'm already at it. I'm doing a little bit of a restock. I guess we can probably turn on some game sounds now a little bit. Manthe early bird, morning all. Yeah, got to catch those gold worms. We got to get on it. I really should have done my restock yesterday because if I need to buy any materials today, chances are they're stupidly expensive. But it's Wednesday. There's always gold to be made on a Wednesday. So we're going to see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. But I hope everybody is well. I hope everybody is up and ready for a busy day. We've believe it or not, I've been prospecting like an absolute crazy person for days. And I've also realised that the sound in here probably sounds terrible. Because it's echoey as all hell. Even I can hear the echo. Hang on. Please hold. We'll fix this. 1 second. I'll be right back. Alrighty, that should be better. That should be better. Slightly less echo in here now. It should be it's going to be new microphone day before too long because this microphone is dog doo-doo. Maybe you guys can help me pick one. Actually, there's got to be some audio experts out there somewhere that can point me in the right direction. I think I know the microphone I'm going to get, but it's always good to hear feedback from experience. That's the sound of selling stuff, though. Where are we selling stuff? Oh, it started. It started. Unburied Wasteguard rank 6, Sabatons rank 6, rank 5 Spaulders, Grimveiled. Rank 6 Unburied Legs. Oh, it's off. It's off. Just buy a pink one. Just whatever microphone. Just gotta be pink. Literally anything. It's gotta be pink. I mean, I'm not afraid of pink, but I don't think I want a pink microphone really. Not if I can get away with it. I made a whole bunch of Enchanted Heavy Callous Hide a minute ago, just so we can do our restock on leatherworking. Get those sent over. I still need, even after days and days of prospecting, a whole bunch more essences. 44 Rebirth, 61 Torment. Now, if I'm using my own advice, we should probably take a look at the tooltip and find out just exactly how we go about getting those. Now, technically, it's telling me I should be prospecting Leystrike to get them. Now, while I don't disagree, I also feel that prospecting Leystrite is just going to take way too long. What can we do on the price of Elithium? What can we do on the price of Elithium? Let's double check. Lithium, 80 gold a piece. Ouch. Leystrite ore, 15 gold a piece. Alright then, fine. I guess I guess somebody's just literally, yeah, somebody's just bought all of the Leystrite out. That's going to be fun in games. That's going to be fun in games. Well, if somebody's going to buy all of the Leystrite out, can we go and just absorb? Yeah, let's just take all of that. Do I need 10,000 more Elithium ore? Do I need to... Can I justify spending nearly 1 million gold on Elithium ore again? Probably not. So I don't think I will. Actually, what's TSM doing? I've got essences for days over here. Have I got... Haha! What would you know? My crafting thing is in the wrong order. Not that one. This one. Haha! I forgot to put... yeah, okay. I still had this reordered from ages ago. We want to put alts slightly... Although, no, see, this is where it differs, right? I don't want it to pick from all of the alts. Maybe I just... Alright, maybe I will just leave it that way. This is actually a dumb way of doing it, just for reference. Don't do it this way. You want to go gather the materials off your other alts if you already own them before buying more of them, especially in the for things like this. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to keep a mental note of that. It's fine. Send Mantheus a stack of rebirth, a stack of torment. Go. Go! Bingo. We still need 800 Leystrite ore for some reason. Sure. 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, it's probably because it's going to make the Vestige of Origins with blacksmithing. That would make sense. That would make sense. $20 Vestige of Origins. Okay. That's that's what? Isn't that like 800 Corthite crystals I'm just about to absorb? I really should have done this restock yesterday. Oops. Little Uve, how we doing? Good morning to you. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Ready for a good old reset day? Just gonna get some restocking done out the way first. I've changed up my let me put it this way. I'm bored of doing small restocks. I'm pretty confident now that we've had the Corthite crystal like crash that things aren't going to get too ridiculous. It's going to be interesting to see just how many Corthite crystals appear on the auction house today with everybody doing their Shaping Fate. There'll be a big surge. But the question is just how desperate are people going to get to... How desperate are people going to be to go and gather and farm up a bunch of Corthite crystals? Now they're only worth like 300-400 gold a piece. I feel there's a good chance that people just won't bother. 1,500 gold a piece? Juicy. We might give that a go. 300-400 gold a piece though? Probably not worth. Although it does depend just how much gold other people value. But let's get these last few Shadowghast ingots made first, apparently. Never have enough Shadowghast ingots. Yeah, what I was trying to get to is the fact that I've reshuffled all of my crafting operations for legendaries. I've gone back to the method that I prefer the most, which is very simple. Craft some of everything and then sell it profitably. Now that I feel that the price of the Korthite crystals is kind of hit, not the floor, but I don't feel it will go too much lower than the sort of the 300 gold mark. It might go down to like 250, something like that. But I can't imagine them going much further because people will start hoovering them up in greater quantities by trying to power level their professions, I'd imagine, with them. So they might not farm them, but they'll still do the Shaping Fate weekly. Well, that's true. I mean, the Shaping Fate weekly is basically a guaranteed 5 for every character. But the likelihood is that unless they really, really feel the need to, I mean, 5, let's say they're 300 gold apiece. 5 crystals from that, I suppose it's still worth 1,500 gold. It's still probably, is it quicker and easier to do the Shaping Fate than it is to do a single calling? I don't know, it's probably not. It's probably less valuable to you than just doing a calling. And if you're doing a calling, you get that as raw gold. You don't have to sell anything. They might just start to mount up in people's bags now. Who knows? Who knows? People do different things. But I can't imagine there's going to be people going out of their way to do it on 10 different alts today. Just because, you know, last week when Korthite crystals were 1,000 gold plus, getting 5,000 gold pretty much instantly was worth in most people's eyes. Considering that number's now a quarter what it was last week, people might not be so inclined. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But now that the price of Korthite crystals is pretty much, I wouldn't say bottomed out, but it can't go much lower. It can go 100 or 200 gold lower, maybe, but it's not a huge issue at this point. I've gone back to my old faithful way of crafting legendaries. Of just craft at least one of everything and then go out and sell it. I mean, I've pretty much recuperated most of my costs. Not all of them. I still have a lot of level 1s, 2s and 3s, or ranks 1s, 2s and 3s I need to burn through. But their time will come, for sure. We look here. Yeah, blacksmithing is in an absolute shit show right now. I just cannot shift these low-level blacksmithing ones. But blacksmithing is in a real sticky situation. That there's really only like 2 things that people want to buy. And the lower level stuff, just people, for some reason, plate wearers just don't care. They go straight in at a rank 4. Like most people, really. Ranks 1 through till 3 are just in the bin. I don't think there's a real sensible solution for ranks 1 through till 3 anymore. It's pretty much like either do your best to skip them, and by skip them I mean craft higher ranks using vestiges whilst leveling. That's probably the approach I'm going to take on our next realm. We're pretty much done with Turin Mill. Turin Mill's on autopilot now. Pretty much done in terms of the fact that we have everything unlocked, we have a bunch of gold available to us, and it's just a simple rinse and repeat mode right now. And I'm going to be honest, it's the journey that I enjoy more than the harvesting the gold at the end of it. Now we're just in harvest gold mode, we can do that relatively passively. Craft a bunch of stuff and then just slowly sell it all and then rinse and repeat. More soul ash means it's easy just to wait to buy a rank 4. Yeah, that's true, yeah. If you've been soul ash is much easier to acquire now. I mean there's no longer that 4-week wait. You get twice as much of it by default anyway, and even then you can just, if you really want to, you can just continuously run Torghast to get that extra soul ash. So diving straight in at a rank 4 is not really too much of an issue. This is why rank 3s still sell a little bit, since you can, if you're slightly short on the amount of soul ash that you need to go straight into a rank 4, the likelihood is you probably have enough at least for a rank 3. So you should be good there. What's the first and second professions you recommend getting if you're starting on a new realm? Herbalism and mining. It kills me to say it, but you have to do some farming at the beginning to build up that initial gold. So herbalism and mining is almost a must to start with. Just go out there, just gather materials, trade your time for materials, sell those materials, and then eventually once you've amassed enough gold, you can then start looking at crafting professions. But at the beginning, you've got to start with some sort of farming because you don't have any gold. You can't craft anything if you can't buy the materials to craft things with. So herbalism and mining is the first two professions you'll ever take on a new realm. Once you've amassed a reasonable amount of gold, what you consider to be reasonable is up to you. Also probably depends on just how quickly you get bored of herbalism and mining. But yeah, when I say herbalism and mining, I mean gathering professions. You could consider skinning one as well. But at least with mining, you've got the slight benefit of that you can actually smelt the ores into bars. And there's an element of crafting in there. Fundamentally, I mean, you could actually just use mining as a crafting profession. You could buy the ores, you could smelt them into bars and then sell bars. That in itself could probably be relatively profitable. But you'll see on our NA realm, which we'll jump back onto in a little bit, we've got herbalism and mining right now. We've been making a sizable, not crazy, but a reasonable amount of gold from herbing and mining relatively efficiently to help build up that initial small pot of gold that you need to start doing other stuff. XP from herbing and mining as well. Yeah, I mean, it's also an alternative way to level up the character as well. If you're just bored stupid of questing and dungeon running for leveling, you can kind of kill two birds with one stone. Do herbing and mining, get a bit of experience, get a few levels, whilst also getting some materials to start getting that little bit of gold to begin with. Have we finished our Shadowghast ingots? We have. Right, let's buy some more flux, and we should now be able to finish our restock on this. Is that everything? Alright, cool. What are we crafting then? Bunch of things. Bunch of things. Real problem with gold making is the mid tier. Low tier gathering, top tier Legos, for example, but what's in the middle? Consumables is what I would basically... Consumables and catch-up gear is the sort of the mid tier stuff. Consumables is still going to have that feeling of farming in terms of the fact that you're going to have to set a character just crafting potions for an hour. And you're not going to see a huge amount of profit from doing it, but you will see some profit. Same with like feasts and like stat food and stuff like that. You've also got the catch-up gear, so item level 200 gear, item level 230 gear, if you've managed to unlock either of those in Korthia. Even your basic 168 gear, and even going backwards, item level 87 gear, for example, is still a good way to take a very small amount of gold and turn it into a little bit more gold without too much effort. So you start with like gathering and a bit of farming, and then the mid-tier stuff is like some basic crafting, a lot of the consumable stuff, and then the real top-end stuff is, yeah, just going hardcore with legendaries. At least that's the sort of process I take my characters through. I mean, there is a tier past legendaries as well, but it's very exclusive and a lot more complicated. To the point that I've not even attempted it yet, really. What kind of server do you prefer for gold make? Full population. Like, you want to be on the biggest server you physically can. It's a slower start, but it's got a much higher ceiling of opportunity eventually. Because it's all about how many... Ultimately, when you get past the sort of the farming stage of gold making, you're looking for as many people as possible to buy your stuff, which quite simply means the more people out there to buy your stuff, the better chances you have of selling that stuff. So full pop servers are definitely going to be a huge advantage eventually. It does mean though that those full pop servers, it's much harder to start on, because you tend to find that most materials are worth basically nothing on those full population servers. If you take the price of, I don't know, a lithium ore on a full pop server and then look at the price of a lithium ore on a mid to high pop server even, there's a huge difference. Your time is not valued anywhere near as much on a high pop realm. But when you stop trading your time for gold and you start using your gold to make you more gold, then that's where the full pop servers really kick into effect, and you can make silly money on a high pop server. Please explain the tier after Legos. Well, when you get the tier after Legos is pretty simple. You're dealing in what I consider exotics. So that's going to be your flipping of trading card game mounts, flipping of unobtainables. There's a lot of long-term investments in there. So you're buying stuff that's very, very rare, and usually because it's very rare, it's very valuable, but it's only very valuable to a select few people. And so what you're actually trying to do is you're locking up a lot of your gold in something that you know you'll be able to sell for more, but you then don't know exactly when you'll sell it again. It could be next week, it could be 6 months time, but when that investment kicks in, boom, you're making like, you could make it, if you're buying like, I don't know, the woolly white rhino, for example, the trading card game mount, you can occasionally see that turn up on the auction house for like 1.2, 1.3 million. If you buy that, knowing full well that you can probably sell it out again for like 2 or 3 million, you just have to be patient. That's kind of where the next tier is the exotics. And then you get into the realms of where you try and replicate the same thing on multiple servers. So you have lots of gold spread about the place. And then when you've got lots of gold spread about the place, you can start, offering trading deals. For example, you can like say, right, well, I've got 5 million gold on one realm, I'll trade it for 5 million gold on another realm, but I'll take a 20% cut, so that's mean you're gaining 1 million gold by doing the transfer. There's lots of stuff above the just basic crafting of legendaries. Not very much of that is well advertised, because it's not what you would consider content. I can still sit here and make legendaries and play the auction house all day long and at least attempt to make it, somewhat entertaining. But when you start doing the brokerage of the exotic items, it's not really content worthy. It's basically all done through Discord anyway. And 9 times out of 10, you're spending more time and effort outside the game, and then you just log into the game, you do something very quickly, and then it's dull, it's boring. But that's how you turn tens of millions into hundreds of millions. But if that's not your gravy, then it doesn't surprise me. Why is there a random Shadowgast Wasteguard that didn't send? What's the last gear item what's the last game item you treated yourself to? I don't know. I don't really see, for me, like I said earlier, the goal making for me, the fun part of it's actually the process. I don't really care for much of what to do with the gold when I have it. There's only one thing really on my bucket list, and that's obviously the Longboy. But it's a bit of a meme for the channel that I don't have the Longboy, so whether I get it or not, it doesn't really bother me. I'll keep the meme alive for as long as I don't have it. Yeah, I'm not really bothered. I'm not chasing world first level gear or that sort of stuff, because I've played the game for long enough to realise that, well, actually your gear doesn't matter in any way, shape or form, because in 3 months time it will be obsolete. So I'm not spending millions of gold on boosts and that sort of stuff, because in a short minute it will be worth nothing again, so I don't care. How many is that? 9, that's 1800 shards. That should be enough. Battle Pets is one that is has the potential to be very, very profitable, but it's a slow burn, steady build system. If Wu was here, he'd tell you he's the one person who I know to be most prolific with trading pets on multiple realms. But even he'll tell you that it's somewhat seasonal selling pets. Battle Pets tend to sell more so when the game dies down, though, because people go into that sort of collection mode when there's no big raid, or when the Mythic Plus season's boring, or in the sort of the lull between patches. That tends to be when Battle Pets pick up, because people start looking at collecting things and, you know, completing their collections, and are more likely to look at buying some Battle Pets. Which is, in a way, is kind of good, right? Because when it's peak season, you're often busy doing other things. For me, those other things are selling legendaries. But when legendaries start slowing down, you should potentially see the Battle Pet sort of market take off again. But Battle Pets is also, it's an interesting one, because it's everybody is on the same level playing field with Battle Pets. It's not like with every other market, you're competing with other people just on your realm. Battle Pets, you're not. You're competing region-wide instantly. Which also means there's a limit to how many people can actually make a sizable amount of gold off it. But it's a market I'm yet to get into. Right, what do we need from here to actually... We need to craft 41 Vestige of Origins. What am I restocking? Holy doo-doo. Okay. Sure. Let's hope I've got enough materials for all of this. 800 pallid bones. Well, we'll take those. I still need a whole bunch more of them. Shrouded cloth. We'll take all of that. 1,333 Korthite crystals. Ouch! Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There you go. Should have done this yesterday. Should have done this yesterday. Good thing they're cheap now. Well, I knew this had happened, right? Because I've decided to just throw caution to the wind and craft a bunch of everything. What do we need then? It's telling us to buy a whole bunch of callous hide. It's not telling us to convert anything though, so we do actually need these materials for what they are. So let's just say 600 callous hide. This is going to be to make those Vestige of Origins. Callous hide, 600. What else do we need? Desolate leather times 2,000. Just buy an entire bag load of it. Pallid bones, 3,200. God, pallid bones are expensive right now. What's going on? These were like 10 silver a piece the other day. Good thing I don't care how much they cost. And finally, a few hundred pieces of cloth. Right, let's get some of that sent over. Straight scammed. I should have bought those pallid bones off Zan. He's got like 1,000,000 pallid bones and he's bought them for like 10 silver a piece. That Booty Bay auction house looks so clean. I'm on NA, share the territory with Horde on Illidan. There's a jerk who comes every 15 minutes and kills the auctioneer. Oh, don't worry, that same jerk is here. There's that same jerk on every shard of Booty Bay. It's the slight downside of using Booty Bay's auction house. I should realistically just move myself to somewhere else, but yeah. Got like 100k of them and nothing to do with them. Well, the gamble on buying the cheap pallid bones is simple. If you can get your desolate leather to be nice and cheap again, which it endeavoured to... well, I see, this is the thing. I would have expected desolate leather to have got that cheap now. But there's one thing that's getting in the way of desolate leather getting really cheap. And that's that the item level 200 gear uses loads of it. Actually loads of it. Which is keeping the price at a better rate than what it used to be. But there is still obviously the shuffle available once this comes down in price. It will come down in price. If you're getting your pallid bones cheap enough though, you can still pay like 4 gold for your desolate leather and still turn the vendor shuffle into profit, which is just crazy. Right, that should be all the materials I need to do everything with this. Let's grab the callous hide first, because I'm running low on bag space. Let's grab the... Did I not send any Korthite crystals over? Why does it say I still need 133 Korthite crystals? Did I not send enough? Did I send like 1,200 Korthite crystals and it still wasn't enough? Alright, sure. Well, like I said, good thing they're relatively cheap. Well, let's just make what we can make, because that's going to hoover up most of these materials anyway. "41 Vestige of Origins, that's actually bonkers. Just port to Orgrimmar when somebody kills the auction house dude in Booty Bay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that should be a thing I do, but sometimes it's a nice excuse to not cancel scan for 10 minutes. Sometimes I just, you know, I'll take that opportunity. What am I missing now? We're missing pallid bones times lots. Can we make some more now? Game's very laggy today. This is a lot of legendaries actually that I need to craft. 50, still 50 legendaries I'm missing. Now that includes tailoring as well, which is down here, but I'm hoping my TSM has synced the inventory correctly and I'm not reproducing a bunch more than I should do. But whatever, we'll sell them anyway. Right, is that all? That should now, in theory, be everything that we need to crunch through these, hopefully. Have we got space to grab all of these? Desolate leather. Where's our stack of desolate leather? Let's grab those. How many of each slot do you craft? I craft one of every rank 5 because crafting any more than that is just dangerous. And I craft 3 of the rank 6s. Even ones that clash with domination sockets now. Just because I don't care. Honestly. 3 rank 4s as well. There we go. Gathering list complete. Time to craft. Now here's to see if we do actually have everything that we need. Like I said, if I was sensible, I'd have done this last night, but we should still be doing alright for sales, I think. I've not heard it go ding for a while, though. It's probably because we haven't done a cancel scan. In a way, though, it's I kind of like that I'm only really dealing with 3 ranks of legendaries now. When we were dealing with all 4 ranks of legendaries in 9.0, it started to get a bit chaotic. Just the pure inventory numbers were ridiculous. So in a way, I'm kind of glad that ranks 1 through to 3 are just dead. Right, watch all of these materials slowly disappear now. Or not even slowly. Over a million gold in crafting cost. 300k in potential profit when it sells. Based on today's prices. If we can sell through a lot of this today, though, we'll have a good day of sales. I don't think I'm going to beat last week's sales, because last week we did 7. I can't remember what it was. Was it 7.3, 7.6 million we did last Wednesday in revenue. I don't think I'm going to beat that today. Because at least last Wednesday, I was still selling rank 6s for 80, 90,000 gold a piece. They're probably 50, 60k a piece now. All those stacks of materials absorbed, turned into these little pieces of gear that don't do anything by themselves. It feels so weird. That's a lot of legendaries. Now we got the fun thing of trying to fit them all in our bank characters' bags. This dude. I mean, it's not like we don't exactly have a lot of spare room here to begin with. Let's put some of these spare essences. We don't need all of these in our bags right now. And I'll even go as far as putting our Cawthite crystals in there for now. Because we need the room. This now should be at least 3 of every rank 4, 1 of every rank 5, and 3 of every rank 6. Just so that we've got a nice spread and spare stock when needed. Made a mistake setting up on the second realm. Created horde characters on a high pop alliance server, but sales are still going well. And I don't get pestered by people asking me getting things to make things for them. How's that a mistake then? That sounds wonderful. That sounds music to my ears. Being on the wrong side of the faction though does mean that those characters are pretty much restricted to goal making. Not that I really have much intentions of playing the proper endgame, but I still like to keep my characters on the correct side of the faction balance on whatever realm they're playing. And I must admit, the amount of whispers that I get to like handcraft things is a lot less than it was in 9.0. A lot less. My server of Vestige of Origins costs about 40k to craft, and the rank 6 sells for 50k. It's probably because your Cawthite crystals have been reset in price. There's hardly a realm in existence that didn't have Cawthite crystals for less than 500 gold a piece, which would make a 20k crafting cost, roughly 20-25k crafting cost on the Vestige. If they cost 40, if a Vestige of Origins is costing 40k right now, that means your Cawthite crystal price is like between 800 and 1,000 gold still, which is an indication that somebody's reset the price on it. That's not a true price for Cawthite crystals. This sort of shenanigans happens every Wednesday. It's designed. Goblins do it deliberately, and they do it deliberately to fool people. It's not a true representation of what the prices are. Literally just happened on Torrent Mill. Are they back to 1k now? Are they? Yeah, there we go. So there was nearly 8,000 Cawthite crystals for sale less than 24 hours ago. So somebody swoops in, they buy them all out. It makes it look like they should be valued at 1,000 gold a piece. Yeah, I've been buying them all week long for like between 300 and 500 gold. So, but how we doing, Woo? Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. I would imagine the flood of Cawthite crystals today could push the price down again. But we'll see. The fact that it's got a good high starting price of 1,000 gold means we might be okay. Last day before a few days of holiday. Oh, nice one. Cool. Everybody needs a bit of a holiday from time to time. It's good to see the Cawthite crystal at the bottom of my list again now. It was being overtaken by like essences and enchanted heavy callous hide for a while, which just felt weird. Felt very strange. You putting the NA series on YouTube? There will possibly be another episode of it today. I didn't like the fact that I was just doing a stream highlights thing for it. I don't know whether, I don't know if that's just a personal preference or not, but I want to put, the thing is I only want to make episodes of the NA series when something significant has happened. If every episode is me just opening a mailbox and saying, "Oh, I sold 7 pieces of Peace Bloom this week," I don't. It's A, it's not very interesting, and B, it's not very helpful. So the episodes will be relatively slow on that series, but they will be going to the YouTube. Yes, the first one was just, you know, it was a bit of a stream highlights, just mainly explaining what was going on with the series. But another episode of it should be out. Maybe I've got maybe today. We'll see. Probably tomorrow is the honest answer. Is it worth selling mats from past expansions? Definitely, absolutely. In a weird way, they tend to be valued higher than what current materials are right now. Yeah, we started the stream a little early today, just because I was already up and had my coffee on the go and stuff, and I was already relisting and recrafting, so I was like, well, there's no reason I shouldn't be doing this on stream. Mr. Pandaria mounts, materials tend to be good because of the mounts. Yeah, there's a lot of crafted mounts in MoP. You've got the Sky Golem, you've got the engineering mounts. I know the Sky Golem is an engineering mount, but you've got the lower. What were the other ones? The rockets and stuff like that. The ones that you actually need engineering to use, which makes them a bit weird. But you've also got all of the Panther mounts and that sort of stuff. That tends to drive the value of the materials up. Plus, you've got the Vial of the Sands mount is still a very popular mount, and that takes a whole bunch of different materials. So any materials that go into the crafting of mounts are usually pretty safe bets to A, farm up, B, sell, C, possibly flip the materials from time to time. A rank 2 pair of Umberhide arm guards for 1400 gold. Well, well, well. Selling 2 to 3 vials a day without cancelling? Yeah, probably. It's a 2-person mount. It's just cool. It's got that novel, cool thing about it. Which is what's kept it relatively popular. But if we take a little looky now at our stocking situation, what's going on here? Why do we still have? Why are there still rank 4s that we don't own? We should have restocked all of those. Is my settings not right for Bone Shatter gear? Hang on. Operations. Craft. No, hang on. Groups. Mail. What have we got going on here? Yeah. 3 no min profit. Why did it not craft 3 of all of those then? It seems to think we have 3 of those. Three in Guild Vault. Why have I got 3 Bone Shatter Waist Guards at 235 in the Guild Vault? That doesn't make 2 of those. Why have I got 2 35s in the guild vault? That doesn't make any sense. Can we not do that? 2 25s. We should not have 2 35s in the guild vault. I think TSM's lying to me. These are all 2 25s and lower. Yep, TSM, you're lying. I do not believe you. Yeah. It's an illusion. How do I fix that illusion then? There's a guild vault right next to the bell, but yeah, but it's usually covered in people. Check again. Maybe TSM had to rescan the guild vault. You're probably right. Now let's see what it thinks. Three total. It still says there's one. It still says there's a Bone Shatter Arm Guards at 235 in the guild vault. Bone Shatter Arm Guards. We've got let's, okay, maths this out. That's a 190. It's a 190. Put it back. That's a 210. It's a 210. Put it back. Let's take all of these out, because I have known it in the past to misread tooltips of items in the guild bank. And it's not until you take them out of the guild bank that you then see what they actually are. 210, put it back. 190, put it back. 190, 190, 190. Right, they were definitely all only low level stuff. What about this tab? 210, 210. Both actually 210s. And what about this tab? No, TSM, you're just lying to me. You be stupid. No, it says the guild name there as well. I don't have any other guilds on this realm. Like, all my characters are in just the one guild. Do a reload and see what it thinks. We categorically do not have any 235 Bone Shatter gear in the guild vault. Maybe I'll do a reload on this character as well, just so it forces any synchronization to happen. Although I seem to have killed my game somehow. Right, so you're back alive, you're back alive. Now let's see what you've got to say. No, still thinks there's one in the Guild Bank. Still thinks there's gauntlets in the Guild Bank. Still thinks there's 2 pairs of Bone Shatter Treads in the Guild Bank. Still thinks there's 1 235 vest in the Guild Bank. And it thinks there's 3 Bone Shatter Waistguards in the Guild Bank. This is just wrong. Flat out wrong. How do I fix this then? Because it's not restocking stuff because it thinks I have it. But I don't. And in a weird way, I'm way more willing to trust LST, as it seems to track the items far more efficiently for some reason from the Guild Bank. Don't know why, but if LST says I don't have any Bone Shatter Waistguards at rank 4, I'm willing to believe it. But Bone Shatter Waistguards at rank 4, TSM seems to think there's 3 in the Guild Bank. And there's actually not. What if I go look in the Guild Bank on this character? Because I think that all my characters are in... Hang on. There's me mounting up when I'm on a druid. Maybe it's just an account sync thing being dumb. Right. Now show me where these are then, game. Okay, now it's fixed itself. Okay, so the guild... that's annoying. So the guild inventory doesn't seem to work through TSM Sync at the moment. Okay, so once upon a time, I probably did have 235s in the Guild Bank, but I'd since on my bank character taken them out and probably sold them. That probably also means that it's not tracking the lower level stuff correctly either, which I don't care so much about because I'm not trying to restock it at the moment. But has it fixed it for all of them? Now it says I've only got 2. Yeah, it now doesn't claim there to be any 235s in the guild. That's annoying. This is why you don't blindly trust add-ons, because sometimes they don't work. That also means now, if I do a restock now, there's probably a whole bunch more stuff I should be restocking, even more so than what we'd already done. Oh boy, there's a whole bunch more stuff it thought I had, but has now decided that I don't have. Does that line up with what LST says? We're still missing a few rank 6s. We should have 3 for everything. We should have at least 1 of every rank 5. Yeah, there should be no blue numbers. Alright, okay. Umberhide Helm at high rank. Waistguard at high rank. Umberhide Helm, yep. Umberhide Waistguard. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm going to need to do that then on... So that Shadowgast and... So Shadowgast and so blacksmithing and jewel crafting is also accurate. I'm going to have to go look in the guild bank on that character as well. God, that's annoying. Thank God for LST. Legendary stock tracker coming in clutch there, boys and girls. All right. Well, what do we need then? What do we need? What do we need? Another 400 Corphite crystals. Fuck me. Okay, well actually, let's do it from the perspective of the other character first, because that's the dude that buys all of the arboreal shards. Oh, well, there was me thinking I'd got my restock done and dusted for the day. Little did I know that TSM's being a dick. We love to hate TSM sometimes. We really do. We can get a cancel scan on the go though while we wait. Cold coffee. Yuck. So I'm going to need to check the guild on this character first. I wonder then just how many rank 4s TSM thinks we've got in the guild bank. None here. Blacksmithing. Okay, it seems to have fixed itself in that respect. Let's just to be uber duper super. Let's let this character have a scan. Let's try again. So we need 800 arboreal shards for the other character. So let's send those over. What do we actually need to gather on this character though? Few more shards, few more Shadowgast ingots, and a bunch of flux. Right, let's set him to work. Aha, this would be why we've not sold anything for a while. We're going to hit the throttle now, aren't we? Yo, we got all the way to 69 before the throttle kicked in. Right, he's tapping away. Do we even have enough? Oh yeah, because that's doubled, isn't it? Because you get 2 per craft. Okay, that makes sense. Right, while that finishes, I'm going to go grab a drink real quick. Entertain yourselves for 2 minutes. Back in 2. Alrighty. Can we get all the way to 110? Go on, you would. You would. No, it's capped me out like 4 before the end again. I think with Playbase down a lot, it seems very difficult to sell crafted transmog gear. I think I'm going to stick to Shadowlands, Mats, Mounts, Primals for now until I feel more people will return. The crafted transmog is another one of those sort of spaghetti markets. Where I mean that you have to just throw a lot at it, especially transmog. It's one of those that it's one of those markets that unless you're dealing with a lot of items, it's never going to be that reliable. At least with crafted transmog, you kind of it's easy to replicate. And I would imagine the majority of the success you'll have with crafted transmog is more with the patterns and mounts, the patterns that you don't get from a trainer. The ones that you actually have to put some, even if it's minute, some tiny amount of time or effort into either killing the mob that drops the pattern or grinding the rep with the faction that sells the pattern or whatever the case may be. But it still has the transmog title to it, so it's one of those that you're trying to sell it to the right player, and it's finding that right player, which yes, naturally means when the player base is smaller, there's less potential people to buy transmog for sure. Throttle was the best decision Blizzard have made, Kappa. Yeah, it was a necessary evil. It was a necessary evil. If the throttle wasn't there, the auction house would literally be controlled by bots. With the revamp that they did to the auction house, they almost had the only way the revamp would function correctly is if they implemented some sort of throttle. Unfortunately, there was no real choice in the matter. I don't really mind the throttle all that much because it does it actually, while it does somewhat annoy the average player, it does put a massive roadblock on bots that you still can outpace and outsell a bot because of the throttle. Because a bot is going to be stuck on throttle basically all the time. Meaning that their actual speed of use of the auction house is considerably less than what yours is. Sorry, yeah, the blacksmith is still doing his stuff in the back. I don't even hear it. Sometimes I leave it on just so then I know when he's done. But yeah, sorry, Woo. My bad. At least considering the bots are going to have the throttle as a problem as well, and the fact that the way the bots are going to work is the fact that they're just going to be rotating through their whatever their cycle is, like constantly. A bot will almost permanently 100% be affected by the throttle. So technically, you could consider bots to be a fraction of the speed that you could be on the auction house. Which gives in a weird way, it gives the regular player a bit of a leg up over bots. Now, obviously, the answer is just, you know, for Blizzard to ban the fucking bots, but that would be taking responsibility for it, and that's not something Blizzard likes to do. Bots have just moved to boost selling. Well, I don't know, there's still a fair few of them on the auction house. If you throw in a 3 to 4 multi-box bot, it doesn't matter anymore. Well, yeah, I suppose. Let me reiterate, I'm not giving bots a get out of jail free card here. I'm just trying to emphasize that they're not as tragically bad for the economy as what they could be without if the throttle didn't exist, bots would run the auction house. You literally would not sell anything on the auction house if there was no throttle, because a bot would be moving at 500 miles an hour 24 hours a day. You would not have a chance in hell. You literally wouldn't have any hope of selling anything against an automated, super fast, 100% efficient program. The only way that it's manageable to compete against the bots is because of the throttle. The beta bots are annoying. Yeah, they're very annoying. They're very annoying. Also, another very, very good reason to not use DB min buyout in your material prices. I'm seeing that more and more frequently. I'm not quite sure where people have got this idea from again, because TSM doesn't do it by default, so it means that people have had to change it themselves. But somewhere somebody has suggested that you use DB min buyout in your material prices, and it's causing a lot of people to do silly things. I've started to see it a lot recently, which is why I think that there's either There's either a guide or a YouTube video or something out there that's telling people to do it. I just don't know where it is. Why do you think it's bots? It's not only bots, but when they're doing it, if you I noticed this on Area 52, the NA realm. I think it's way more of an NA thing than it is over on the EU. I've not really seen much of it, not done by bots at least on the EU. You see the occasional person, if you look at the list, you'll see the occasional person doing it, like here for example, trying to get the materials relatively cheap. What you'll actually find most of the time is this is just a dude that sat there doing this manually. What you find on the NA realms is every single material has a single one posted for like 1 gold. And that's a bot that's running that in the background. They have a stack of every single item in their bags and they just continuously post one at 1 gold to catch people. And eventually, you know, like, even if they sell a few of them really cheap, it only takes that one person to come and post a stack of materials under theirs and they win big time, which is why. It was funny when Student got baited in his video. Did he get suckered by this? Did he post a bunch of stuff cheap accidentally? Yeah, it can happen to anybody. It's actually more likely to happen to a streamer because they're not focusing on what they're doing half the time. NA1's still there. They really need to sort that out. They're so persuasive. Well, yeah, I saw it on Area 52 yesterday. Like, every single herb and every single ore was listed for, like, I can't remember the value, but they were all posted for the exact same price, and there was only one of each of them. Well, it didn't take all that long. Somebody went from that 1,000. When did we look at this? Like half an hour ago. Somebody went from 1,000 straight down to 750, and it's snowballed down to 600 already from there in like 20 minutes. This is the thing, right? Doing one of these big resets, maybe don't do the big reset on a day where everybody is going to go out and gain new Korthite crystals. Maybe that big reset should have happened yesterday. Do it yesterday and you might slow your competition down. Doing it today is not really going to have more than half an hour's worth of effect. Rank 4 Shadowgast ring, 40k. Rank 6 for 62. See, this is the prices they needed to be, right? This is the prices that legendaries should have been from day one. If rank 6s were 60k to begin with, most people would have had a much better time selling them. Now, the Shadowgast ring, okay, to be fair, is probably not the greatest example, because if you put a rank 6 Shadowgast ring at 150k, you'd probably still sell it, because it's just that popular. But all of the other ones, these are the kind of prices that they needed to be. Whatever the price of a rank 4 is, add 50% to it, and that's an acceptable price for your rank 6. So I would hope that now that the crystal price is tanked pretty heavily, we should see some big sales today. I mean, that does put the emphasis on me actually being proactive, trying to sell them, but... It actually appears somebody tried to reset the 262 market. Hang on. Is that what actually happened? Somebody actually tried to reset the 262 ring market. That's risky. It did. Oh, look who it was. Maybe it wasn't necessarily him himself, but I hate to tell you, that's so far above my max price. Wasn't me, but that dude regularly tries it. Yeah, I wonder if it was him who actually bought my rank 6 then. Yeah, it was. He can do that all day long. He can do that all day long. If you're going to buy my profitable legendaries off me to try and reset a market, sure, you carry on. I'm happy to make 5k profit on a legendary. I don't need to be making 50k profit anymore. Is this Tauren Mill? Yeah, it is, yeah. This is a prime time to get an Angry Whisper when you go in with a 40k undercut. That's the kind of undercut that's going to annoy people, but that was the risk he takes. I would rather sell them all day long for 10k profit than try and have to cancel scan all day to make one 50k profit sale. Are we done with Shadowghast ingots? We're done with Shadowghast ingots. I can turn my sound effects back on again. We need some more Leystrite ore apparently. We need more even more Korthite crystals. Of course we do. Of course we do. Alright, here we go then. Now we might actually get our restock complete. Now that TSM's not doing silly things. Oh, hang on. It's asking me to make yet more Shadowghast ingots. Christ on a bicycle. Can never have enough Shadowghast ingots. They're the bane of my life at the moment, you know. I literally cannot craft enough of the damn things. I mean, I'm going through them so fast that I'd very happily just buy the goddamn things. But people keep resetting the market on Shadowghast ingots. And I am not paying 145 gold each. That's literally theft. Like, quite literally theft. They cost me like nothing to make. Literally nothing. They cost me 50 gold. I'm not paying 3 times the price for Shadowghast ingot just because I don't make it myself. They cost me 50 gold to make. I'd happily pay 75 gold. I'm not paying 150. But it does mean I have to do this annoying tippy tap from time to time. But you win some, you lose some. It's better than it was in 9.0 though. A lot better than it was in 9.0. I was going through 7,000 to 10,000 Shadowghast ingots a day, it felt at one point. It was ridiculous. But blacksmithing's in a really weird, really weird place. Of all of the legendary professions, it's the one profession that I'm struggling more so than anything to sell through on stock. It appears that every single plate wearer wants a Shadowgast ring instead. They don't seem to want like actual plate gear in the first place. At least both tailoring and leather and mail wearers are still buying up a bunch of the regular stock from their class. You can thank the new raid for that. Well, we knew it was coming. It's not a shock to the system. We knew it was coming, that the focus was going to be so heavily on Grim-Veiled capes and Shadowgast rings. We knew that was going to be a thing. But what we didn't know was just to the extent of how much people wouldn't want the other stuff still. We still suspected we'd make sales on the other things, just simply because, you know, not everybody meta slaves towards the raid builds. I mean, people play PvP, people do M+, and all of that sort of stuff. But Shadowgast blacksmithing is in a real sticky situation. Oh, hello, wife. A lunchtime delivery. I love it. Thank you. Yeah, okay. The waist guards and legs. Yeah, there's a few that sell. I mean, but the problem is it's literally like a handful. Let's move you guys out to the side ever so quickly. We've got our lunchtime salad again. Look at it. It's beautiful. Big old piece of... Well, hang on. Where's the camera at? Big old piece of mozzarella. Parma ham. Some... rank 6 wife. Oh, she's epic. In fact, no. She's a step above legendary. Whatever that is. Don't tell her this, but any woman that brings you food is like... gets my seal of approval. Lots of greens. Yeah, I have a salad that has not a single green in it. In my opinion, that's the best salad. Actually genius. Bon appetit. Thank you, thank you. GM item. However you describe it, it's all good. Oh, look, I did a cancel scan and forgot to post things again. Let's fix that real quick. Even the mailbox is running slow today. Not quite sure why. Food. Usually we end up detouring into some really weird and wacky conversation while I eat lunch. But today I think I'm a bit too hungry. I might just stuff my face. What do we need restock wise on the other dude? Or dudette? Do we need anything from here? Shards? No. Callous hide, leather. Enchanted lightless silk. Oh no. We're short on enchanted lightless silk again. Oh, that can't be possible. I mean, it is, but... Oh, Christ. Alright, sure. Yo, a Shadowgast necklace sale. At rank 3 of all ranks. At least that's going to burn through some of our servitudes and valors, which we've got way too many of. Oh, my game's loading so slow. This is why you don't run 3 instances of WoW and stream at the same time. It's thinking about it. It's thinking about it. There we go. Oh no, we are genuinely going to be out of Enchanted Lightless Silk. Let's get this dude making some to be right now then. Enchanted Lightless Silk, go. I should have this dude just constantly producing this stuff, but I forget to press the button. And that's the sad thing about it. It's literally all set up. I still own the Lightless Silk. I've got like 5,000 Lightless Silk kicking about. It's not the fact that I don't have materials. I just genuinely forget to press the button. Right, so that's doing that. That's doing that. We need some more Callous Hide. 150 more Callous Hide, apparently. Let's just buy a bunch of it. It's not the worst price at the moment. There's some Callous Hide. I've got so lazy with my material buying though on Tauren Mill. It's a bad habit to have actually. And the reason I've become really lazy with my material buying is because the profits are still really good on legendaries. I can turn a profit while still being lazy with my material buying, which is good, both good news and bad news. It's good because, you know, it's quick and easy, but it's a bad habit to have for when the margins get tighter and you're out of practice with what is a good price for the materials. I pretty much just go to the auction house and buy an entire bag load of whatever I need at any point. What else did we need? We're doing the Lightless Silk now. We need another 413 Korthite crystals. Oh my days. Good thing I bought like 4,000 Korthite crystals. We've gone through half of them today. In fact, we're scarily low on Korthite crystals, believe it or not. Wow. That's a turnout for the books. That one. What else do we need? A bunch of Desolate Leather. Let's grab all of that. Right. We might not be able to make the last couple bits of tailoring gear, but we should be able to make everything else. Craft. Right, food. Go. Tips for min-maxing anima power gains for alts. Why are you short on anima for alts? Like anima's literally just thrown at you nowadays. You do your You do one sweep of Korthia and you've got like 4,000, 5,000 anima or something. Oh, I see. Oh, mission table stuff. Yeah, you want to get rank 3 across the board pretty much. Once you're rank 3 across the board, the mission table is self-sufficient anyway. But to get rank 3 across the board, I think it's like 60k anima in total. Which, yeah, is a bit of a grind on the alts for sure. You can be self-sufficient with the mission table once you've got rank 2 across the board, which is obviously a lot cheaper. That's something like 20,000 anima. But all it means you then need to do is you still need to then prioritize the anima missions on the mission table. So that should be probably the first thing you want to do. Get rank 2 across the board for everything. Focus on anima missions on the table. And then just slowly upgrade to rank 3 over time. But then once all the buildings are rank 3, you'll make enough anima from the missions on the mission table to easily cover the cost of the mission table. Like, and with spare left over, so. You mean all buildings to rank 3? Why? Because you gain more anima per mission. There's the achievements that you get for unlocking rank 3 of everything, and rank 2 of everything, and rank 1 of everything. You want to level up your Covenant equally. You don't only want to Zerg rank 3 in the mission table itself. You want to level up everything equally. But yeah, rank 2 of everything will mean that the mission table will give you enough anima to self-sustain, but you need to still focus on the anima missions. Make sure you do those first and make sure you definitely complete them. But once you've eventually got rank 3 for everything, then you just throw caution to the wind. Anima just gets thrown at you. You'll make way more anima than you'll ever need just from the mission table. And even if you run out 20 minutes in Korthia, an hour in Korthia on that character, and you'll probably have enough anima to last 6 weeks for the mission table. It's really not too much of a thing now. Prioritize collecting all the adventurers on the alts and then do the world boss strat until the next alts turn to the grind. 60k anima for that one. Yeah, like I said, rank 3 for everything's not essential. Like, rank 2 is like the target. Once you get rank 2 for everything, they can self-sustain. Rank 3 for everything is just a nice to have, but I wouldn't do it until you're at least rank 2 on all your alts. Talking of mission table, we should probably go do the mission table ourselves. There we go. Now we should finally have a full restock on the go. Took a bit longer than I expected it should, because we basically had to do it twice, but we couldn't have foreseen Trade School Master doing a bit of a boo-boo, so... We need 211 Enchanted Lightness. That should have been made by now. Where are we? 202! Oh, very close. $211 is what we needed. 9, 10, one more. Boom. 211. Go. World boss strat. It's not so much a strat. It's just you get 500 anima for killing the world boss. The world boss is also going to give you 25% of your shaping fate for the week. So I'd recommend doing the world boss. The world boss and completing your shaping fate, and by the time you've done that you should have like just boatloads of anima. People are getting to the point where they're desperately trying to find ways to just burn through their anima supplies because they're getting like 3,000-4,000 of it a day. Anima's just, the anima drought is no more. Torin Mill more Horde than Alliance? Yeah, I mean, it's like 95% Horde. It's severely out of balance. There we go. Finally, there's everything crafted. We started the day with over 4,000 Korthite crystals. We are now down to less than 1,000. We burned through these crystals pretty quickly. They disappear so quickly when you use them 40 at a time. That should now, if we check this, be... No, what's going on here? Why are we still short on stuff? Is that just... Why have we... What? Hang on. Did I not send it over? Hang on. Is it... What? Why did it... What? Hang on. Hang on. No. Why is it going stupid? Why do we still not have Bone Shatter Waist Guards being crafted? TSM, what are you doing? Groups. Bone Shatter rank 4. Bone Shatter Waist Guard. It says we don't have any. If we don't have any, why did it not craft any? Now I am really confused. Now where did all of this stuff magically come from? Bone Shatter Waist Guard there? Now they're there? Fuck's sake, TSM, you're driving me insane! You're driving me mad! Stupid. See, this is why you don't use add-ons. Don't trust add-ons, boys and girls. They're out there. They're out to kill you. Restock with LS2. Yeah, I'm pretty much going to start agreeing with that. Can I genuinely be bothered to do this now? After I've tried to do this like a bajillion times and it still... It's failing me miserably. I mean, the biggest reason for me of why I still use Trade Skill Master for restocking is the gathering list. It tells me what materials I need and what I don't have, which is crucial for me, really. That's so annoying. Alright. We will get this done eventually. This was not what I had planned for today's stream. I thought we'll just bang out a quick restock because, you know, it's simple. I've got a load of materials. Little did I know. $600k with ranks 1 to 3 resales on one realm. I mean, it goes to show then, doesn't it? I suppose maybe rank 1s through till 3 do still sell. Level a new toon, it needs to be level 10 for the dungeon. I want to boost it with my level 60 and leave it at the start of the dungeon to get XP. Is that the best way? I'm not the one to be asking for that. There are apparently cheeky ways of boosting your own characters using multiple accounts and stuff. I just don't know what they are. If I need a new level 50 character right now, I just buy it with a boost. I just use the gold I have and buy a boost. And by a boost, I mean, you know, the $60 boost from the store. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, there's a surprise. We need to make more Shadowgast ingots. I mean, there's usually a cheeky way of like power leveling yourself, but yeah, they are methods that tend to get hot fixed relatively quickly. Because obviously the more people power level themselves, the less people are buying boosts. So it's in Blizzard's best interest to squish those tactics pretty quickly. What's your guilty pleasure, gold spending wise? I don't really have one, because I don't particularly spend my gold. I spend my gold doing silly things like that, like buying level 50 boosts off the store. It gives me a speedier way to expand onto a new realm. For example, on Draenor, I've got 2 level 60 characters on Draenor now, which were 2 characters that we paid for a boost to 50 and then leveled from 50 to 60. How much do you pay for a level 50 boost? I buy it off the store. I just buy a level 50 character. I'm not buying a boost through a boosting service. I'm just straight up buying that level 50 character. 260s on Draenor, I guess they're the ones you use for TBC time walking on. Yeah, exactly, yeah. So the TBC time walking was a little bit broken for a day or two. So we boosted 2 characters to 50, and then I leveled them both to 60 that same day. It's an easy 8 to 13 hours worth of gameplay saved by buying the boost. Yeah, pretty much. Which is, I would probably go as far as to say if I did 8 to 13 hours worth of auction house PvP, I would probably make enough gold 2 or 3 times over to pay for that boost, so... This is the advantage, right? You can use your gold that you already have to make you more gold faster, and then you can spend that more gold that you've made on stuff from the Blizzard store instead of having to, you know, dedicate hours of your life. I do as much as I can to reduce the amount of physical time I have to directly trade for something in game. For things that I want, obviously. I don't buy like gear boosts or like dungeon boosts or raid boosts because I don't care about that stuff. We need some torment though. Let's get a bit further with our cancel scan. Just sold a rank 4, 5 and 6 ring to the same dude. Oh god. Yeah, it happens. It happens. Feels bad for the dude who does it, but... bought a raid boost a couple of weeks back, felt a bit dirty. Mythic Plus boosts, not so much, just at least you can get involved. Yeah, I imagine the raid boosts, you literally just... You just... It's probably... I would imagine they actually request that you just die, right? Is that the way that... I've never bought one, but I get naked and die, please. Yeah, I assumed that would be the case. Because they don't want the mechanics to land on you, and they're not going to land on you if you're dead. So... yeah, I imagine that the safe thing is for you to, you know, pull the boss and then die. And then they kill it. Which, yeah, it feels a bit weird. I would assume. Yeah. There's a toy that insta-kills you. Often they want you to use that. Well, they're all about doing it efficiently. They're probably running and killing the same boss multiple times. And if they're somewhat organised about it, they've probably got 4 or 5 other people waiting in a queue to be boosted through it as well. So they just want to kill that boss as fast as possible. They want you out of the way. You stand in the corner and die. And then we'll kill the boss, and there you go. There's your kill. There's your loot. Unless you're boosted by pieces, they left me alive mostly. Good for them. Buying boosts to show off fake achievements is the weirdest thing ever, but it makes sense for goblins to buy boosted gear characters. I think Preach said a lot of Mythic Raiders do it to save time. Well, yeah. I mean, it's yeah. For your ult, like, it's weird, right? That I imagine these Mythic Raiders, they'll boost their gear score their item level on their alts, probably by being boosted, if not by their own raid, by their own guild, if they have to pay for it to do it on somebody else's, just so that they don't have to actually farm that content legitimately on multiple characters. Yeah, it's a weird way of doing it. It's a weird way of doing it for sure. I don't really understand it, but I'm not, you know, I'm not heavily drawn in by having the best gear in the game. Now, why won't it craft these? Oh, because we're on the wrong profession, that would be why. But yet even more shards. Outrageous numbers of shards all the time. How much gold do you think I've spent just today on arboreal shards? Ouch, I don't even want to think about it if I'm honest. Fast way to get an alt M+ ready is just to play around with a different class. Don't think it works that way. Proper raiding guilds clear the raid in one sitting, so they just clear it on multiple characters on different days, usually with buyers in the raid. I really don't know how it's all organised. I'm sure there's people out there that are. There's usually going to be that one person in the guild, I would imagine, that just organises all of that. The more readily available the boosts are, though, the more the game just feels pay to win. And I don't really know what the solution is to it. I mean, the solution is to, you know, just disallow some form of boosting, but I don't know how Blizzard would enforce that. I think at this point in the game's life cycle, it would be pretty ridiculous for them to do it. I would imagine half the player base that still somewhat regularly plays this game still only regularly plays it because they have the ability to buy boosts. It's just a downward spiral, I think, if I'm honest. But I've never thought that the boosts are super healthy for the game, but there's nothing you can do about it really. The second the token was implemented, the game was basically pay to win from then on. Soon as Blizzard realised that they couldn't stop gold sellers from selling gold, and they realised that they would rather just take a cut of that, and the token turned up, then every single year that goes past since the token has been implemented, the boosting community has been more and more organised to the point where it's now probably so simple and easy to buy and do a boost that, yeah, I don't know. I don't like it myself personally, but I'd rather people just play the game. At the same time, though, that's relatively hypocritical for me to say because I buy level 50s off the Blizzard store, so. What do we need? We need a bunch of... We need even more heavy desolate leather. Didn't I buy like a metric ton of heavy desolate leather earlier today? I'm quite sure I did. Whoa, what happened to all the heavy desolate leather? Okay, how much do I need then? 400 of the stuff? Oh dear. Oh dear. We're paying way over the odds for that. Destiny 2's announced more strict rules on account recoveries yesterday because the boosting in that game was making every achievement worthless. It also has a big cheating problem. I played Destiny 2 for a little while. I gave it the benefit of the doubt for a month or so. Very quickly I realised that, yeah, I got to a threshold where you either had to do... It was the same as like getting to a mythic raiding level. Like you either just had to get boosted in stuff or you were done. And so I stopped playing it very quickly. That's the normal price for heavy desolate leather on URL. Oh, okay. I'm used to cheaper prices than that. Oh, more pallid bones, really? Did they send? I don't think they sent, did they? No, they didn't. There we go. Hello. 2, 1. Oh my god, even more enchanted lightless silk. Oh, luckily I actually made a bunch of it spare. Right, finally, after 3 attempts, we might actually have our restock done now. This might be the last time I restock with TSM though. Finally, we're making some Bone Shatter waist guards. Huzzah. The boosting in Destiny 2 took place for RMT, some which openly happened on Twitch, such as gift 35 subs for this. Oh dear. Oh dear, that's gross. That should instantly be a Twitch ban as well, to be honest. Callus is 21 gold, heavy is 25, but Desolate Leather is 8.5 gold and heavy is 87. Pure madness. That's it's the item level 200 gear. Honestly, the item level 200 gear, the catch-up gear is using just filthy amounts of Desolate Leather. So people are buying like 10,000 Desolate Leather at a time, and it's just sucking up all of the what was previously like just spare, like overflow materials. Usually people were skinning for the purpose of getting heavy callus hide and regular callus hide. Now people are skinning because they want the Desolate Leather. It's weird how it's flipped. It might slow down and go back to normal a little bit as the demand drops, but it's still a bit weird to see it happen. Good old reset day doing crazy things though. This dude is now pretty much done. I think we can log him off. He's a happy camper now. This account's already died on me. Do I ever raid? Not really. I lost interest for raiding quite a few years ago. I used to raid quite a bit, but it's I've very quickly I think it's probably because I've just played for too long. Genuinely, probably just played for too long. The fact that I started to see more frequently the fact that every single patch, not even just every expansion, but every patch that came out, your entire gear set was basically null and void, which slowly but surely turned me off chasing gear in any way, shape or form. And when you stop chasing gear, you have to really, really enjoy killing bosses. And I never found myself in a guild that I really clicked with the other members of the guild properly, so in the right circumstances, I can see why people absolutely love raiding. But I've never found the right circumstances, if I'm honest. Anybody know good YouTube video to help you start using TSM? I've got a four-part basics series on TSM, which is absolutely the place I would recommend you start. Obviously, I'm slightly biased, but I've got the TSM Basics playlist, which has got the 4-part groups, price sources, operations, and then a mini walkthrough. I'd certainly check that out first. But actually, that reminded me, the where is it? Optional reagents. The reason Desolate Leather's doing crazy things right now is look just how much of it you need. You need 3 heavy Desolate Leather and a heavy callus hide for each Crafter's Mark 3. But then when you look at Crafter's Mark 4, the 230 gear, 40 heavy desolate leather for every single one, which is the equivalent of 400 desolate leather. So this is the reason why desolate leather is still higher in price than what people, you know, were used to it being back in the day. Need to make a cross-realm goblin guild. The whole goblin guild side of things has been tried by many people. And it's counterintuitive, right? Because goblins are directly in competition with other goblins, and so putting everybody in the same place doesn't really work. I mean, the in-game communities thing in WoW is kind of, you know, a bit meh to begin with. Doesn't really work. Most people would turn to a Discord or something for that anyway. Tends to be why most goblins are sort of lone rangers for the most part. One big reason it won't work is that we need guild banks. Well, true. Modest Millions was trying to do that to take out markets, etc. Well, that was what was that was what was rumored to get him banned. Obviously, we never know. He got his ban reverted, and Blizzard claimed it to be a false positive at least, but there was rumours at least floating around at the beginning that it was his cartel-esque approach was might have been what got his account flagged, or at least mass reported. Does he not make YouTube videos anymore? Does he not post anymore? Oh, I guess he doesn't. Complete vanilla tailoring guide. That, okay, was his last video. Fair enough. Last one I saw was about starting cartels. Well, yeah, exactly. That definitely didn't help his case when you get your account banned. If there's public footage of you claiming to start a cartel to take over the auction house, that's maybe not the type of gameplay that Blizzard really want to see. But he got, it's only speculation. He got his ban reverted anyway, so. But yeah, it was a bit of an odd one, that. But maybe that's maybe another World of Warcraft gold maker bites the dust. I've seen it happen 500 times. It's a tough cookie to crack without falling into heavy clickbait videos. You need to be able to monetize your content outside of YouTube, really. But that's a whole new topic of conversation, probably for a different day. Anybody want to join Goblin United? Only 1 million to join. Sounds like a pyramid scheme. Sounds very much like a pyramid scheme. Costs 1 million to join Goblin United, but if you recruit 3 people to Goblin United, you get 1.2 million back. By the way, do you guys have the pet that needs 1 million in your bags from BFA? I think I've got it. It's some parrot or some pigeon or something, isn't it? I can't remember what it was called. Francis, that's the one. What other goal-making streams would you recommend to watch? So far, only got myself and Samadan tired of clickbait and farm BS. Dirty Irby is another one very similar to myself, up-and-coming streamer. I'm actually going to be on his stream on Thursday. His trade chat thing he does. He's been away for a couple of weeks, but Dirty Irby is a good one to check out. You got Zanzaful, that's very much into his crafting nowadays. Used to do a lot of transmog farming. He's currently on a mission to get 50 level 50s, so you'll probably see a lot of leveling from him in the near future. Who else we got? Lazy Goalmaker, as and when he streams, although he tends to stream a lot of his raid progression and stuff more so than his goal making stuff. Zanzaful's too loud for me. Fair enough. Yeah, Hickons is another one. Hickons is just like 5 head level gold making on the NA realms. Obviously time difference is a factor. He streams at totally opposite hours of the day. There's a few. There tends not to be many gold making streamers though, to be honest. We're a niche community to begin with. There's not many of us kicking about. Hey, there we go. Bone Shattered Gauntlets. That's the reason we craft them. 20k to craft. Sold for 28. Nearly 50% return on investment on that one, which is solid results. The sales aren't very speedy though today. Now I know I've not been keeping up with cancel scans particularly well, but I was expecting better results today. I was expecting somewhere close to 500,000 gold in sales an hour. Maybe it's just because I'm being a little bit too casual today. Hickons' stream was too complicated, didn't understand what he was doing. He basically does exactly the same as what I'm doing, but Hickons isn't the best at probably explaining what he's doing, I guess. I don't know. Hickons does a lot of multi-realm selling. He buys and sells a bunch of stuff on like 20 different realms, on top of doing his legendary crafting and stuff as well. He was going so fast, mostly just listening podcast style. Yeah, maybe that's the case. What minimap add-on is it that you're using? It looks pretty. It's just ElvUI. It's the basic ElvUI setting add-on. I mean, I've tweaked the bars and moved things about a little bit, but I've not done anything overly different to it. Manthius is the most talkative of the bunch, often chasing squirrels instead of posting cancelled items. Yeah, that's true. That's actually probably quite true. Isn't it mini map button? Oh, well, this thing, so that you can get all your add-ons to come out in a list rather than like cluttering up the yeah, this is called minimap button bag reborn, but the actual minimap itself is done by Elvui. Yeah, I very quickly accidentally fall into the habit of just spending the entire stream talking to you guys and end up doing very little in game. Which is maybe why I do everything at a slower pace, because I am terrible at multitasking. Literally terrible. And one comment in Twitch chat can send me off on a 20-minute discussion about something else. Which is sometimes a benefit for the purpose of cancel scanning, because cancel scanning can get very very monotonous if you're just trying to, you know, hardcore zerg it. I've got you guys to distract me. Spectral squirrels, yeah. Squirrels and pigeons distracting me all the time. Let's get these 200 and 230 gear up on the auction house. I've not shown much love for Sylvanas Realm today, because the market over here is actually scuffed. We have full-on goblin warfare going on at the moment again, which is something that I've not wanted to get involved in. In terms of, there's one goblin that is posting on 2 accounts simultaneously, which has in turn annoyed another big time goblin. That big time goblin took a week off and has now come back and has just dumpstered the price on literally everything, and I mean dumpstered. If we take a look here, we have 249 legendaries being listed for 27,000 gold. 249, 33,000 gold. 249, 33,000 gold. A 262 helm and vest being posted for 36,000 gold. When I mean dumpstered, I mean actually dumpstered. So I'm gonna let those guys have their little war. There is no there is actually no way that these are profitable. This is entirely goblin warfare in action. This is, if you're going to post on 2 accounts, I'm going to come back and I'm going to take massive losses to deliberately piss you off, and in turn anybody that gets caught in the crossfire, well, deal with it, or, you know. The most expensive unbehind legendary on this realm right now is 58,000 gold. The most expensive. It's broken over here right now, very broken, which is why I'm not showing it much, you know, much time. I'll wait till they're done fighting. Very good time to be a buyer for sure, yeah. I'll let the goblins finish scrapping and then I'll take my profits again. 2 giants in the playground, not worried about stepping on ants, yeah, basically. Long time viewers to the stream will probably know who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to publicly expose them for what they're doing because it's not my place. But yeah, it fundamentally means that my legendaries, I'm not posting them anywhere near. Like, they can do their silly fights all day long. They can sell their stock for a loss. Sure, you carry on. When you're bored giving things away, I'll step back in. It's fine. I'll wait. I'm in no rush. I'm in no rush whatsoever. I've got the advantage that on this realm I can craft like almost every item in the game. It's I have other options, it's fine. One dude asks me to lower the price because it was cheaper on any other realm. Now I know which, yeah. Yeah, if anybody starts asking that, like, can you do a cheaper price because it's cheaper on Sylvanas, you know why it's cheaper over here. Because goblins are actively choosing to give it away. If I really wanted to, I could just buy out all of their stock. But it's because there's sure as shit no chance that they can continue that for too long, but that would only put me in the ring with them, and I can't be doing with that. Korthite crystals over here as well are still meh values. They're alright, but there's nothing crazy going on here. They were down to like 300 gold the other day though. That was the problem. But even at 300 gold, that's what, like 16,000 gold for just the Vestige. So those 30k rank 6s are way below cost. By a mile below cost. I would imagine actually rank 4s are, I don't even know. I'm not even going to bother. I'll let them do their fighting for 115,000 gold for oh dear. Well, okay, sure. I'll take 115k for a rank 6 Shadowgast ring. I've got kind of used to selling those for 60, 70k. Buy them on a secret alt. Nah, it's too much like hard work. Genuinely too much like hard work. Rank 5 cape. It's amazing actually now that the Korthite crystals have crashed. It's amazing just how many rank 5s are actually selling. Because, you know, people don't think about it quite so much when the prices are less. It was an absolute Dumbo move to buy a rank 5 when they were 100k plus. But now they're like 30, 40k. Meh, doesn't matter, does it really? They didn't crash, the drop rate changed. Yeah, but in turn it meant that the value of them crashed. The value of them crashed because the drop rate changed. One is the result of another. We did sell Summit over here though. I heard it go ding. Rank 4. Rank 5 Umberhide Wasteguard. Amazed I'm even crafting those. Right, see, this is the funny thing, right? A rank 5 Umberhide Wasteguard, 56k. We managed to sell a rank 4 Bone Shatter Vest with virtually no risk because there's no Korthite crystals on a rank 4. We sold a rank 4 for like 10k less. I'll sell rank 4s all day. Profit on the rank 4s is still ridiculous. Shall I show you the LST graph? This is funny. This will make you giggle. What do you think that I might prioritise my selling of? What do we think? What do we think? Am I interested in all of the top stuff here? Nah. I'll let them continue doing their silly things for a while. I'll focus on rank 4s, thanks. See, this is what happens when goblins clash heads. But yeah, this is quite funny. So actually, if I'm going to do anything on the auction house, what I probably should do is just do rank 4s only. We'll do rank 4 cancel scans. I'm not wasting my cancel scans on anything else. No point. If we can sell a bunch of rank 4s, I'll take it. Although, ironically, with rank 5s and 6s, probably being cheaper than rank 4s, still might not actually sell many rank 4s. But sometimes the world goes mad. Sometimes you just have to roll with it. At least I'm actually remembering to do my post scan. This is the thing though, I tend to get, once I've gold capped on a realm, like actually liquid gold capped, I tend to get really lazy really quickly. Because it's the journey of getting there for me that's fun. The fighting for sales and, you know, choosing where to reinvest the gold and that sort of stuff. Once the this is probably why I'll never be one of those goblins with like 100 million gold. Because I enjoy the chase. The chase is what's fun. Once the chase is done, I lose interest very quickly. And what I've chosen to do up until this point, once the chase is over, is just do the same thing again on another realm. And start that chase again. Describes my dating life. It's all about the chase. After that you get bored. Need to redo my operations. I undercut half of my post scan by quite a bit since it was over my max. You know, I learned. See, I thought I pretty much knew basically everything that needed to be known about Tradeschool Master. I didn't think there was really much of TSM that I didn't understand or didn't know. I learned something the other day though that makes a lot of sense when you know it, and I kind of subconsciously knew it but never really put two and two together. But I learned the other day that your normal price can be higher than your maximum price. And that sort of blew my brain. Like brains all over the wall. To find out that your normal price can actually be higher than your maximum price makes no sense. No sense. But it's actually how TSM works. So when you're looking at your operations, that is the reason why when you go to an auctioning operation, it is why when you look here, you have minimum, maximum, and then normal. Because your normal price can actually be bigger than your maximum price. Which totally goes against logic. But when you understand the philosophy of how the operations were designed, it makes sense. Because your minimum and maximum price is the point to which you will undercut. If the price is below your maximum price, you will undercut, and you'll continue undercutting until it reaches your minimum price. But your normal price realistically only comes into effect very rarely, and it's designed so that if you are the only one posting that item, that it can actually be higher than your maximum price, which is just so not that I would ever recommend having your normal price higher than your maximum price, because you're just going to get into serious levels of spiraling prices at that point. But it is a thing, and I never really put two and two together. Same with the negative profit on LST. It makes no sense for how the add-on is intended to be used, but it works, so use it if you want. True. Then how does price above your maximum post at normal work? It doesn't undercut. But that's the point, right? It will only kick in if the price, this one here, when above maximum post at normal. This is designed, although I don't think I've ever seen anybody use it. It's designed so that you can have a relatively tight section where you will undercut. And if it gets to this sort of point, sure, I'll undercut within this small range. But if the items go outside of that range, I'm just going to post it at a really silly high price and wait for the cheap stuff to disappear. There's very, very few markets that I could think of where that would actually be a thing. But the example that I'm in right now with legendaries, where there's two goblins going head to head, and it's basically a cock-swinging contest to see who will sell their legendaries for the biggest loss and who will take it for longer. That's where I should be reverting to the normal price, and I'll just post mine way above, so that when they're done doing silly things, it like my item is still there. There's very, very few instances where it's a thing. But it basically is how normal price works. 99% of people will tell you to do something like this. Have a small price as your minimum price. Pick a price in the middle, which is what you want to use your normal price to be. And then your maximum price should be a bigger number. I primarily tell people to do it this way. Lazy primarily tells people to do it this way. Pretty much anybody that uses Tradeschool Master will tell you that this is kind of the way you want to do it. But you can actually flip these two so that your normal price is the higher one. And your operations still work, and there is still a reason why it works. Which is very strange. Very strange. But now that I'm aware of it, I think there are scenarios where I might try and utilize it. I think it's probably one of the most like probably least known features of TSM. I've been noticing my normal price is closer to my max for a while though. My normal is what I expect a fool might be willing to pay. There's not much reason to post much above that. Yeah. Yeah, I think I might start utilizing this a little bit. So having between the minimum and maximum, the price you'll undercut. But if anything goes outside of that range, I'm no longer going to undercut. So if it goes below minimum, I'll just ignore it and I'll post under the first one that is within my minimum. But if it goes above my maximum, then I'll post at normal until the market's fixed itself. There's some creative stuff that could be done with this. But it was just a bit of a brain explosion when I realised exactly... When I basically realised that I'd been doing TSM sort of wrong for the longest of time. And so has everybody else. It's probably wrong because people like me have told everybody to do it wrong. So it's kind of probably my fault a bit, but I just thought it was quite interesting. Have we been selling stuff? No, not really. I need to focus more so on some cancel scans. We're not getting much action today. Not much at all. Although, what time is it? Okay. Have we got... Oh my days. We are starting to see a... Oh my days. Oh my days. Okay. I thought my smart average buy price was good. It's going down even further. Holy smoke. Not by small amounts either. That's a lot of cheap crystals. Sales have stopped. Time to craft mats. That's smart. That is smart. Crystal's already at 270. Yeah, I wonder what they're going to get. To be fair, I wonder what they'll get to. If people are willing to throw them away for 270 gold already. This is really a good opportunity to get up and running with legendaries again. Because as we've said, rank 4s are still crazy profitable. And unless there's goblins, you know, swinging dick, then there's still good profits to be made at rank 5s and 6s. Utilising these cheap Korthite crystals to level up your professions, probably not a bad idea. In the evening, it'll be an insane drop. Do we reckon we'll get like 100 gold Korthite crystals today? That would be crazy. I'd hoover them up so fast. So fast. 250 to 300 for a high pop is okay now. When they end up being cheaper than heavy callous hide, then you know there's a problem. Then you know there's a real problem. I would agree for a high pop, but I'm on a medium pop. I would say your low and medium pop realms are actually more subject to the prices going down because there's not as high a turnaround on the stock, meaning there's more and more opportunities for people to come in and undercut on the crystals. At least on the full pop servers, there's always people buying crystals. As many as there are being listed, there's also as many people trying to buy them or waiting to buy them. On the mid-pop servers, the low-pop servers, there's probably not even that many people waiting to buy those crystals. And so they just get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper until a goblin swoops in and buys like literally all of them. That's kind of what happened over on Sylvanas now. Now there's only like, it's basically a 3-horse race over here. I apologise to anybody on Sylvanas that's not one of the big 3. I'm not totally discounting your efforts, but it's basically a 3-horse race over here. And if one of us three doesn't swoop in and buy all the Korthite crystals, they just mount up and get cheaper and cheaper. And then one of us or two of us will just buy all of them, and it resets the price back to 1,000 gold again. You get full market resets on low pop servers, where you very rarely get a full market reset on a full pop realm. In before Blizzard hotfixes the Vestige to need more crystals. Can you imagine? They double the drop rate on crystals, and then a week later they decide that, okay, now you need 80 crystals to make your Vestige. Or what if they made a Vestige 2.0 that needed 80 and made all rank 6s need Vestige 2.0? I mean, it would never happen, but it would be funny. And it would actually piss on all of the crafters. Won't budge below 700 gold on Area 52. Well, yeah, that's it, because it's super. There's always goblins there ready to buy them, and the second they drop below that price, they just get hoovered up. Until those goblins who are constantly hoovering up them feel that they have enough, and leave the market alone for a while. But it's a big enough realm that there's almost always somebody ready and waiting to buy them. Which is something that you don't see on the smaller realms. Plus Area 52 is just a bit weird to begin with. I mean, I've only spent a few days there, but it's already a very strange server. Considering the amount of people that play on that realm, there's the normal rules tend not to apply over there. But that'll make it good fun though, right? It means at least that there's it's a bit different. Right, we're trying to cancel 170 auctions here. This is why I'm sat here doing nothing. What's going on over here? Probably nothing. Because my auctions aren't posted at a competitive price to begin with. To do a cancel scan on reset day of 4 5s and 6s and only cancel 5 auctions, you know your realm is goofed. Another big reason to why I'm more and more enjoying playing on multiple realms. Because can you imagine if Sylvanas was the only realm that I played on still, and this happened, I'd be so annoyed, right? Because basically you can't deal with legendaries today on this realm. Because you got 2 people just clashing heads, tanking prices, and until one of them gets bored, the market's scuffed, right? Now, if your sole effort is on this realm where that is happening, then your goal making also pretty much stops. At least in that market anyway. But at least now I can turn to another realm and just like, I'll make my gold over here today then. It's fine. You never totally get, you know, stuck in the mud. You go for a 1-week holiday, come back and the price has dropped even further. Well, sometimes you can never win. Sometimes you can never win. I feel bad for Dirty Herbie. He came back after a 2-week holiday and his inventory was worth 25% of what it was before he left. I'm sure I'll joke with him about that in the next few days. And I can't even begin to think just how much inventory and stock he had of things like Korthite crystals and legendaries. Because he's doing stuff on a massive scale. To come back after 2 weeks and to have seen Korthite crystals go from like 2,000 gold down to 500. Yeah, that's a feels bad. That'll teach him for taking a holiday. On one of Dirty Herbie's realms, the price crashed so bad in the last week. I mean, it has everywhere. I mean, the price has been slashed like more than in half on every realm, on everywhere. It's not a local problem. It's literally everywhere. You'll take a laptop next time. See, that'll teach him for taking a holiday. How dare he take a holiday? What I will point out though, is for those that are interested in getting into the legendaries and have either been struggling up until now, or have very simply just waited because it's stupid expensive to do it. Now that the Korthite crystals have come down in price quite a lot, I've been doing some work on my Shadowlands cheat sheet. So I've done quite a big update recently to the cheat sheet. There's a theming difference to it. It's a bit, it's a bit like I've thrown up a rainbow, but it's all color coded to make it a bit easier to use. Just black text on a white spreadsheet gets really confusing really quickly. But I've not done all of them, but I've been hang on, let me make it so that you can see. I suppose this view actually still works alright. I've been updating the legendary crafting spreadsheets. They do a few cool, funky things now. I've incorporated, the one thing you'll notice is I've incorporated the Vestige of Origins into the sheets. This will keep track of the Vestige of Origin price for you, mainly because there comes a point when your materials are priced accordingly that the catch-up mechanic kicks in for the legendaries. So, for example, now I know these are based on dummy numbers right now, but you'll see on the rank 2, there's this little piece of text that's popped up. Craft this with a vestige for a cheap rank 4, and you'll save 1,500 gold on the cost of that rank 4. This little alert will pop up when the price is right. So it's probably not going to happen all that frequently on tailoring right now. But if we look at leatherworking, I've done the same. We've got the price of the Vestige of Origins. As and when the price gets to a good point, so like Korthite crystals at 400, I can't really take benefit of it. If the Korthite crystals drop to 300, probably, at 300 price, 300 gold for the Korthite crystals, I can start to make helms, legs and vests at rank 2 cheaper with the rank 2 and a vestige than I can to craft a rank 4 default. A rank 4 would cost me 22k, but a rank 2 with a vestige would be 570 gold cheaper. So this sort of pops up as a, put your prices in, it will give you a little bit of an alert. I mean, if we get to a silly point where Korthite crystals really start to drop, you'll see more stuff becomes viable to, say for example, you've just started leveling, you've maybe made a bunch of rank 1s, you've unlocked rank 2, but crafting rank 2s is just a waste of money because they don't sell. But if you can craft a rank 2 with a vestige, you'll make a rank 4 that firstly is profitable, secondly it does sell, and the spreadsheet will tell you how to do it. So, more importantly, it'll tell you when to do it. That's the thing. That this will disappear when the prices aren't right. But as the price gets more and more cheaper, you'll start to see even rank ones start popping up as maybe you should craft this with a vestige instead. TSM can't handle rank 2 plus vestige yet. No, it can't. But at least you can if you're using the spreadsheet. That's kind of the point. That's why I thought it was really important for me to update the spreadsheet to do this. Because yes, you're right. TSM crafting at least can't handle it. It doesn't account for it. But if you know better than an add-on, you can do it manually. So this does mean that when the price of your materials gets good enough, this will be a viable thing. But the balance of where you need to buy all your materials for this to work it's a bit fluid. So if I fix it in LST, it won't work since TSM doesn't. Yeah, TSM doesn't. TSM only sees there being one way to craft every rank. It doesn't see the fact that there are actually 2 different ways to craft a rank 3 or a 4. They may change that, but at the moment it sees the native ranks at the actual cost, and that's all it sees. TSM, if you craft a rank 2 with a vestige and you manage to craft it cheaper than what you craft a rank 4 for naturally, if you use TSM crafting in your operations when selling them, it will give you the wrong numbers. I'm hoping TSM fix this, because otherwise it makes the whole thing out unnecessarily complicated again. You'd have to make custom price sources to compare the crafting costs with or without a vestige of origin. Yeah, the fact that TSM don't support it is bad news. But this is why I've made it so the spreadsheet does. Now, so far, because it takes me a long time to update and do all of this, I've only updated tailoring and leatherworking. Cloth and leather. I still have, you can see, it goes back to blinding black text on white for mail, plate and rings. Rings and necks, I should say. In my brain it's just rings. But I'll get around to updating those soon so that they match the aesthetic and have these extra features. But yes, the cheat sheet is always available in the Discord. Always available in the Discord. I'll definitely add it to LST crafting, though not sure if I should add it to the table values as well or not. What's my opinion on that? I probably wouldn't add it to the table value, because you're then doubling. You're probably gonna have to double up everything that you see. Because if you work out the value of both but choose to then only show the cheapest, it's going to be confusing then for people that craft it using the cheaper option but then don't have the ability to post it I wouldn't. In fact, I'm going to be honest and say I don't know what the solution is to that. There's already enough information here, because you'd basically be doubling rank, because rank 3s and 4s, you'd have 2 extra columns. You'd have, for the 2 different methods of crafting a rank 3. You'd have to have like profit rank 3 base, profit rank 3 1 plus vestige or something. It would get really confusing, I think. The table would just show the cheapest method. Then you'd have to have some indication to what the cheapest method is. You'd have to be telling people what the cheapest way of doing it is. Because, and the reason I say because is because LST doesn't have gathering. So of course the materials are totally different. If you say it's cheaper to buy, if it's cheaper to craft a rank, if you say there's profit in a rank 3, people then don't know that they need to make Vestige of Origins first to make that rank 3. I don't know how you do it with LST. I'll leave that in your hands. I kind of knew this day would come where crafting of mid-tier legendaries gets confusing, but you've probably never made rank 5s or 6s yet with LST. I do have gathering, it's just not a material list. I don't know if I have or not. I don't know. I'm going to be honest, I might not have. I don't know. Confusing equals profit. Oh, it does. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely does. Confusing is good. I don't have a problem with confusing, because you're right. Confusing does almost directly equal profit. This is why jewel crafting is always profitable. Because people never fully understand prospecting. Even when you do fully understand prospecting, there's rarely a black or white right answer of doing things. For me, crafting rank 4 rings and necks is almost 10k cheaper by doing a rank 2 with a Vestige due to the high price ore and cheap Korthite. Yeah, there are some instances where it's definitely a thing to be using these cheap Korthite crystals to make your rank 4s. It's definitely a thing. But as it stands currently, add-ons won't tell you to do that. My opinion is that if an item costs 50k to make, sells for 60, but you make it for 40, the table shows 10k profit. But when crafting, I'll use the 40k method. However, when that same item sells for 49k, I show a minus 1k and they don't even craft it, even though that I know they could still make 49k and that it won't be posted by TSM. I see. Yeah. I just use this really good spreadsheet somebody's made to help me out. Well, that's kind of the thing. That's why I wanted to get my spreadsheet. I always like to say it's a good point of reference, because you can't, if you're using a spreadsheet, you still have to be doing everything manually in game. So yes, I would still recommend. I'm working on it slowly. I'll get mail, plate and jewel crafting done in the next day or two. But as it stands right now, if you're a tailor or you're making Umberhide gear, I have updated the spreadsheet to inform you when you should maybe be using Vestige of Origins. Make it cheaper if possible, but don't craft it if it's only profitable because you make it cheaper. Yeah, that's a nice safeguard, I think. Yeah, no. Thank you. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, TLDR, use the spreadsheet. And I'm updating it slowly but surely. Once I've updated all of them, without a doubt, once I've updated all of them, I'll turn it into a video and let people know. But you guys can get a bit of a head start with tailoring and or with Grimveiled and Umberhide at least. Right, are we selling stuff? Probably. Oh, we did sell some in. What did we sell? Rank 4 Shadowgaster ring. Did we sell anything over here? Probably not, because I'm still halfway through a cancel scan. Of course I am. There was another spectral squirrel. Distracted by the squizzles. Selling enchants again randomly. I didn't even know I was posting enchants. Apparently I am. The fact the Hearthstone for Covenant is only cosmetic and not a new Hearthstone really grinds my gears. Yeah, but that's the same with all of the cosmetic Hearthstones. They're just, you know, they are literally cosmetic. There's the event ones as well, isn't there? There's one for Hallow's End. I think there's an Easter one as well. What do they call the Easter event? I can't remember. Noble Garden. Why not up the bags to 32? My bag's not 32 slot bags. Oh, maybe that. No, they are. I've got lightless silk bags. Have I got lightless silk bags on both accounts? Oh, maybe I haven't over here. No, I do. I got lightless silk bags all over the place. Long looks so small. I think one's scaled slightly differently. I think the scale's different. I don't know why. Once I unlocked the transport network tier 3, I think it is, my Hearthstone problems disappeared. I'd really like if you made a video about milling, like you mentioned, freshly leveled my scribe. Yeah, I mean, I would quite like to do something similar for milling as to what I did with prospecting. The reason I did prospecting though was because I was actively prospecting like a crazy person anyway, and so it was something I should have just done a long time ago. I have almost no dealings with herbs. Because I don't do alchemy and I don't do inscription. Because of that, I don't have much experience with it, nor do I have much data to back up from it, so it would be a bit more of an adventure for me to do it. But I might do at some point, but I'm not guaranteeing anything. With my prices, tailoring isn't even worth upgrading, even with jewel crafting vestiges. Yeah, tailoring does tend to get very cheap very quickly. Right, let's get these back on the auction house. Let's get these back on the auction house. What's that? 750,000 gold in the mailbox. 750,000 plus whatever we've got on the auction house right now, which is 750 plus 230. We've done about 1 million so far today. Obviously revenue, not profit, but we've done about 1 million gold in sales already, which is probably slightly less than what we would normally have done. But we're still on track to do 4 or 5 million today, I'd say. If I if I do actually keep up with cancel scans later on today, which I might not because I've got a lot of stuff I need to do. We'll see. Right, let's get this batch up on the auction house. We didn't get to NA today, which has made me sad. I wanted to play my NA dude today, but I'm running out of time. We spent way too long restocking legendaries, which I actually should have done yesterday. So, yeah, I'm running into the significant problem of just not having enough time to do the stuff I want to do. I should just pick one thing and do it. I'm a bit scattershot at the moment, and I apologise for that. Time, the only thing you can't buy. That's true. Although you can't buy yourself time, you can buy somebody else's time though. So it's not strictly true. You can buy your own time back by buying somebody else's time, but it usually gets very expensive. Just get a bot. Well, I can't condone those actions, but it's a viable alternative for some. Right. Either boys and girls, even though I'm going to call it there for today's stream. I apologise it's been a bit shorter, but my neck is actually killing me. I need to not be sat in front of the computer. Plus these lights are giving me a headache, so I need to take it chill for a few hours this evening if I want to do some cancel scanning and some stuff this evening when everything kicks off. Posture check, yes, I need, my posture needs to go more horizontal. I think I need to take a lie down and let my neck fix itself. But the boys and girls, I wish you the best of luck with your goal making adventures today. Reset day is the big day of the week. Keep your eyes on the Korthite crystal prices. Be ready to snag up a few of them if they get really ridiculously cheap today, because it very likely could happen. But we'll be back. Either, I'm not going to guarantee later today. I might throw the stream up this evening while I'm doing some spreadsheety stuff, maybe in just some cancel scans. Maybe a no cam stream, something a bit more chill. But I'm not guaranteeing anything. We'll see what happens. But enjoy the rest of your reset day, boys and girls. I will catch you tomorrow, where we'll be back playing NA. We'll be taking over Area 52. One gold at a time. So enjoy your day, boys and girls. I'll catch you next time. Peace.